Turcotte, but it'll stay tight all the way down to the Champlain Bridge. Of course, updates are always free, always appreciated. Dial *3 CBC.
Thanks, Jesse. Coming up, Duke Eatman.
With just a glimpse, our mind is set. In just a breath, I don't know you yet. You made your mind, you process it. Say we're all alone. If time had passed, friendships might last. Don't know, too late, it went too fast. You made it clear, now disappear. Say we're all alone. If you could see who we really are, you would not simply turn away. If you could feel what others felt, you would see all of those betrayed.
Well, Duke, things are heating up in the studio. Who's that?
Well, it's Grand Prix weekend, so you know I got something
Have to
hot
have something
for you.
rocking, yes,
That's
sure.
that's a title track entitled Dirty Minds from the debut album, the latest from Montreal's Isolate Cast. Now, it's very interesting how I got put on to them. I was actually at Club Soda a couple of weeks ago at Mergenza, which is a big Battle of the Bands competition that they've been doing here for the last couple of years. And this was the semifinal, and I was checking out the bands. And when you come in, they ask you whether you have tickets or not, who are you here to support? So they
Okay.
kind of take a tally of who you're coming to support. And every other or every third group of people or singular person, whoever was there, we're here for Isolate Cast. We're here for Isolate Cast. Now, how it works is you're in this competition and you get your friends and supporters and people that bought your CD to come out and cheer for you and vote for you. So they won hands down. They were one of the two bands. There was, I think, 15 bands, but I think two bands had their CDs on sale in the lobby. And I said, I got to grab this here and find out who this band is. I enjoyed their performance, but they only did like a couple of songs. And it's an interesting competition because there's one sound check and that's it for all 15 bands. So essentially your musicianship and as a band really counts at this point because you don't really have effects to tweak with. There's one sound check for every band. You come on, you play. You sound good or you don't. It's all based on your performance. And I took the album home. I said, this is interesting. I said, it kind of makes me think of Duran Duran meets Metallica meets Tears for Fears. In concert, they definitely have a rock band approach, but on the actual album, there's definitely electronica and more of a new wave punk influence from the late 70s, early 80s. And when I spoke to Alex, the drummer, this afternoon, he said, we were just as big fans of Depeche Mode as we were of Metallica. So I said, it's interesting. And I said, I heard a Depeche Mode influence in there, but you got to be careful when you bring that up to a rock band because they could get mad, right?
They might take it a little soft. Yeah, so they're guys from Montreal?
From Montreal. They came together about 3 years ago. We have LP, who's the lead guitarist and a lead vocalist. Jason, rhythm guitarist, who also doubles on keyboards and backup vocals. And, of course, Alex, the drummer who I had the opportunity to talk to today. Now, they're going to go forward July 9th at Olympia. That's the actual final. It's at 10 p.m. And they are heavily favored to win. And I asked these guys, I said, how did you guys get such a fan base? I mean, have you guys really toured around? They said, well, we've done quite a few shows, but we've actually never left Montreal. I said, excuse me? He said, well, what we decided to do is to record the album first, but pour all our energy into our recorded work. So usually, I mean, how it's gone with rock and roll bands is you play. You get enough pocket change to record a demo. Nowadays, you might even be lucky enough to release a 6-song EP right to retail or try to get a recording contract. They went it the other way. They put together the best recording that they could. It's a 6-song EP. And then they decided to promote it that way. So I said, hey, whatever works.
Sure.
Not everybody has to play one-nighters 300 nights of the year to actually prove their mettle. So they put out a very professionally produced album. They did it themselves. Of course, at Victor Studios, which is renowned for so many great Montreal bands and talent. And through that word of mouth, through their CD, they've garnered all that support. And they are going to be July 9th, like I mentioned earlier, at Olympia this time. And that's
So
going
the
to be
finals for, what's the competition called?
Emergenza.
Emergenza, okay.
And that's the Battle of the Bands, a new Battle of the Bands in Montreal. I mean, there are several. There's, other organizations that put together as well, but this has been a new one, and they're actually based in France, but they realize there's an array of talent in Montreal, so they do one specifically for Montreal, and they're going to be in it, and heavily favored to win. The name of the album is called Dirty Minds. It's a 6-song EP, very well put together. And it also shows, apart from their metal roots, a lot of their new wave punk influences from the late 70s, early 80s. So if you are a fan of groups like Duran Duran and that sort of thing, you might enjoy what they're doing. We're going to hear another track from the album. This one's called Someone You Don't Want Me to Be.
So, someone you don't want me to be, that's Isolate Cast.
Pick up the album. It's called Dirty Minds, and wish them good luck. And you can actually catch them live at the Olympia on July 9th, 10 p.m. as they approach the finals for Emergenza, Battle of the Bands.
Thanks, Duke.
Thank you.
That's Duke Eatman. It's 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes now before 5 o'clock. 19 degrees here in Montreal.